Still nobody joining the Zoom class. Line up between the part. Are we all in there? Okay, I feel. So. Very good. Oh. Yep. And spread around. Pick up one foot. It's just a habit for you to say spread around. Switch other way. Other foot. Other way. Feet together around your knees. Other way. Feet apart around your hips. Oh. Other way. Use your legs, put your arms around. Switch. Cross. Twist. Go heels. Try some punching. So your feet apart, your body is straight up and down. Put one hand up, one hand to your side. Imagine the energy coming forward from your center to the target, and your fist is just going along that same path. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Strong there. Switch. Work on your drawing side. In all moves, there are at least 2 shocks. Sometimes there's 3. But there's an initiation shock to get your energy started, heading toward the target, and there's the shock of impact when you hit. And at first, it's going to feel like you're just pulling together so that you're stronger than when you hit. And then as you refine it, you got to figure out how to shock into the target so the energy goes in. It is relatively easy to get the idea that you're going to start sharply. Oh, and you just want to go. It is sometimes worthwhile to separate the two so that you understand that.
Attention Rebel members, we want to let you know that mask and face coverings that cover both your mouth and nose are required at all times in recreational wellness facilities, even while exercising in their group fitness classes. Masks may only be removed while showering, drinking, or during water activities at the pools. Remember to keep 6 feet apart from others and wipe down surfaces before and after use. Again, masks or face coverings that cover both your mouth and nose are required at all times in our facilities, even while exercising. Thanks, everybody.
So the sensation is going to be that you're pulling your drawing arm as you start. But when the drawing arm hits your body is the impact point. So this is the initiation. Striking, bah, bah, when you hit the target, use your drawing side. Let's see if you can feel it. So if your left hand up and on your side, 1, squeeze, 2, squeeze, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Try and keep it up. A little easier to feel. We're going to go back be stretching out pretty soon, so this is still just the warm-up. 1, pull all the way to your feet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. Right up, there again. Turn your heels in with your toes out and squat all the way down. Put your hands on the floor, straighten your legs, squat, straighten, squat, straighten, squat, straighten, and squat. Keep it up, down and forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, reach over the shoulder, switch, side, switch, around, away, and stop. Turn this way, next thing. Turn away. Turn away. Stretching deep. Follow your foot, drop your hip. Jump. Open the arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Move your fingers. Twist, look over your right shoulder. Touch your head to the floor by your front foot. And up. Turn facing the other way. So, this is a relatively minor thing, and yet I feel like all the little things sometimes add up to big things. So, if you are facing this way, which you are, and I tell you to turn, try to avoid, and you're facing this way, and now you're just going to switch this way. It's one motion. You can move one foot if you have to, no big deal. But the idea that I have to pick this up, and then I have to pick it, and then because that's what you kind of both did as you inched your way over. So, there was once a guy told me a story. He was doing a demonstration with this master, and he was one of the two attackers, and the defender was block counter, you know, really. But it was a demonstration like either in front of karate group or to draw people into karate, one of those. And my friend was doing his attack, and then he's supposed to reset to attack you. No. He yelled at him, no. So you attack, boom, boom, go. And you, boom, boom, no, pop, 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 pop. And it kind of stuck with me. Not just because it doesn't look good, because it shows a lack of control, a lack of commitment, a lack of understanding your balance. So when I was training, I always used to say, turn, and you would go, what? And you would want to do that faster than everybody else. You couldn't go, turn! But some people do. Some people, even after they're told, even after they just... So what I found, sorry this is a longer talk than I thought, is the people that start paying attention to fixing all the little stuff, they keep moving up the line. And these other people, they kind of sputter. They don't get much better. And I don't know if it's because they're not paying attention, because they legitimately think it doesn't matter, they don't care, they're happy doing just the exercise, and that's what some people are. So in the olden days, a sensei would hit you with a stick, go faster, he'd punish you, if you weren't doing push-ups, do something, stand against the wall and keep it up, like this, till he felt like telling you to move again. One of the worst is You screwed up, everybody do 20 push-ups, you count. 1, 2, so they're all being punished because you screwed up. So they don't do that much anymore, not in regular training, but there is an expectation or a commitment that would help you get better. And it always was worth, so I'm not for abusive training methods, but the discipline helps. At the moment you need it, when somebody attacks you, there they are. There's not like, wait, what? Am I ready? That shouldn't exist. If you ever want to use your karate for self-defense, it should be, whoop, there he is. And your movements will be calm and precise, and boom, when you move, you can move. But if you're still settling, okay, I don't want to get in a fight here, you'll get beat up because you're not ready, mentally or physically. So anyway, when you turn, let's practice. We're right here, turn and face this way. And turn back this way. That's better. Stretch deep. Follow your foot, drop your hip. Reach up. Open the arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Twist. Move the shoulder. Head to the floor by your front foot. And turning underneath, straight leg squat. And switch. I am much stiffer than I was 6 months ago. Too much sitting in the chair. Switch. So I'm hoping it comes back. I'm trying to work out, even on the days I'm not here, and doing extra stretches and exercises. Switch. Switch. Rotate all the way over. Stretch the outside thigh. And back. And over. And back. And over. And back. Stretch. Over the other side. All the way over. Stretch the outside thigh. And back. And over. And back. And over. And back. Feet in. Squat. So I got 2 more stories that I just thought of now. The first story is there was a guy who'd been in karate a long time, and he was testing for 4th dan, I believe, and he was not passing. Straight your legs and straight down, and up, roll your hips, switch away, side side, squeeze your knee into your chest, switch, 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 and switch. Reach around behind. Switch, switch, and switch. Check out your turn, switch. So this guy was doing a kata called Hangyas that I have done for many years. And there's a turn. What do you think about where I am here? So let's say we're here. I'm going to turn, and every time you turn, his hip would come out and come back in. And I said, and he outranked me, so it's awkward to try to give somebody advice. They outrank you, you have to be careful. I said, well, see right there, when you turn, your butt came out. Well, but not very much. I said, but look at what rank you're tested for. I mean, but his dismissal of every little flaw just meant that none of them got fixed. He just stayed that way. There was another guy who was a weightlifter. He was very short, 5'5". Very nice guy, very smart. And he was bench pressing 400 pounds, which is unbelievable, right? I don't know you guys, but if you could bench press 200 pounds, you'd start to feel like, yeah, I'm doing some good work here. And he was working, he was just on the edge of 400 pounds. And so his triceps was just a massive, he walked like this, right? He was a big guy. He was a Shodan when I started. I got my 3rd degree black belt and he was still a Shodan. And we talked once. And I said, see, but that was always my goal. My instructor was a 3rd degree. I just wanted to get up there. And he said that didn't exist when he started. If you got your black belt, that was all there was. And so he was still a Shodan. And because he was very intellectual, he would apply his weightlifting mentality to karate. So we would do 100 kicks, and he would do 20, and he'd stop. Because he said, well, after you're fatigued, you're just wasting your time. There was a mentality there of continuing, that he would, look at the chart, it doesn't do any good. And he would dismiss stuff like that. And he was relatively easy to spar, because he couldn't move. He was like stuck to the floor. So after we had this talk, he cut back on his weightlifting, not because weightlifting is bad, because you only have so much time, and started training more, like 3 to 5 times a week instead of his once or twice. And he went from being a Shodan to a Sandan in a very short time. He passed the next test and the next test just like that. And he got to be scary, because now he could move. He was fast and so strong, so strong. So, and he was in his mid to late 40s when he just changed his mind. And he just decided, I'm going to be better, and then he didn't. So I think that's cool, because there's a tendency for all of us to think, well, God, I should have worked this more when I was 15 or 20. Now I can't get any. Well, yeah, you can. You can get better if you're 50, 70, 80. You can get better. And it doesn't have to be the same type of physical, huge improvement. It can be little microscopic things, incremental things that add up again to something significant. So, anyway, I found that guy to be very inspiring, that you could change your mind and go from where he'd been stable for 15 years or more to being just, I'm going to get better. And he did it. I think that's way cool. He did kind of run his life that way, though, too. That's why he was bench pressing 400 pounds, and he was very successful in business. Anyway, bow again. U-notch. Triple punch. 1 head, 2 stomach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to stay with this for a little bit. You can set up for a second for everybody. They're going to get tired in a minute. There's some interesting choices here for initiating your technique. So while we do these triple punches, right now I want you to think of the same foot and same hand starting. This one, starting. Give that a try and see how it feels. Keep it up, left hand out, same side. 1, head, stomach. 2, head, stomach. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, again, rest. Now, you're going to think of the opposite side. So I'm going to punch with this hand, but I'm going to think of this foot, throwing my center of hip forward. Now this foot, forward. It's just a little different in your head. It involves your body different. Keep it up. Left hand out. You're going to use your left foot to start your right hand. 1, 2, opposite, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I had to really concentrate. I could do the first one, but then I would would forget on the second two which foot I'm supposed to be using. It was interesting.
It's different. It feels like something.
Feels like what?
Feels like it's really.
Yes, it's part of it. The real difference is if it's the opposite foot and hand, it's an oizuki. That is that. If it's the same foot and same hand, it's a counter punch. So you do this all the time, you just don't know it or don't pay attention to it. The third thing you can do is use the same foot for all three actions. So we're going to do that next. Heel edge, left hand up. Use your right foot for all three punches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now use your left foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, interesting? Did you forget?
Yeah.
Doing one foot is easier, I think, because you don't have to remember. You just have the one foot. And if you have trouble with it, you can take yourself out. You can keep your left heel off the floor. This is the only leg you have. And it's similar to triple punches. That foot 3 times. Although truthfully, you should use both feet all the time. But when you're learning, concentrate on your back leg almost always. All right, back to the thing we started with. I was going to skip this, but now I'm not. We're going to rotate through it, and we're going to like it. This idea we've done before, and is that as only one of the 3 punches has a kime. The other 2 are neutral. They don't finish. They all have initiation. They just don't have completion. Totally possible that you miss, go, boom! This is the one that hits. That third one, the first one, the second one. You got to be able at any random time to dig the one that hit. So, I like it. It is frustrating to learn, but it's very satisfying after you start to get it a little bit. Just drill lots of things in karate. It sucks learning it, then it's kind of cool afterwards. So, we'll just try standing here. Put out your left hand. Kime on the first action. So you're going to squeeze a little extra on the first action, and then very light on the second 2. 1, squeeze, light, 2, squeeze, light, 3, squeeze, light, 4, squeeze. Try to keep it up. Keep that in the first action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kime on the second action. This is the most awkward of the 3. You know, did you ever check on the temperature? Because if we turn the air on, life would be a lot better. It doesn't turn on. I think they disconnected it. So people like me wouldn't mess with it. But just to get the air circulating, you'd feel better. All right, second technique, Kime. Try to hear or feel the difference. 1, 2, squeeze. 3, 4, 5. Keep it up. Kime on the second one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Yep. Got a little. Make sure the emphasis, the kime one, is the one that squeezes, not the one that reaches more. Squeeze. it is very interesting to me. Karate works best when you work in your framework, within your own natural reach. So this feels like less than this, and yet you can learn for the first one to be stronger and better, more solid, more versatile. This one will always be overextended, hard on your back. You get older, you won't like it. So it is kind of the theory behind kata or tai chi or any of the art that has a form that you work within that framework. And then for some reason when people apply it, they think, oh, punch like this. Well, really? Is that your kata? You can't just randomly do crap. And you're met with all sorts of different interpretations. I agree, you can also be too much in a box. Oh, we can't do that. We can only punch like this. No, you can punch like this if you want to. If that's where the target is and that's where you have to go. If nothing else, you can say, well, it's a buzzer there, right there. It might be an and right there. That means if I throw a punch like that, that's because it has a reason. Same is true with uppercuts, hook punches, obviously. Sometimes they look a little different in structure, but the concept is the same. Just don't want you to abandon the concept of the kata. And I swear it took me a long time to figure that out. Just figure out, don't try so hard, don't reach so far, don't look so stiff. Work within your framework. Now I have noticed if you start people out that way too much, then they don't try. You know, they don't try to create energy or shock and speed. So you gotta find this weird balance where you're challenging yourself and yet you're working within a healthy framework. Kime, the third punch. This one just takes patience. The first two are slough, and the third one's the kime where you pull. One, light, bucket, hey! Two, light, 3, 4, 5. Kime, good up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey. All right. Well, did it get any better as we went? It is questionable for me to give you so many options and so many things to do. It would be better if we worked on one thing over and over and over and say, oh, I get this now. So my defense is, this is a sequence of things you can learn. You can learn to use your legs, you can learn kime, you can learn this leg, kime on which one you want. So on your own training in kata or basics, you can start to apply, you know, as you're doing basics across the floor, any of these concepts to see if they work. And sometimes they'll screw you up, but I feel like I wish, I don't know. The advantage of a very narrow training is that it's calming and you're better at it. You're like, nope, we only do counter punches. Oh, that's our whole thing. Do it over, do it over, do it over, do it over. The difficulty is it doesn't allow you to adapt to other things because you've never seen them. So I was in a tournament in Chicago many, many years ago, and I was catching a guy, and he threw a right-hand punch and hit me in the head, and I had no reflex for it, because in our dojo, we only went for straight-line punches. Nobody ever went, whoa, because they get yelled at. No! And so you would think, after he hit me once, I would figure that out. 3 times. And the third one knocked me down. And the judge, who was from his team, said he's faking. He hit me 3 times, what do you want? And I wasn't hurt, but he knocked me down. But after that, I train for what if this technique comes, what if this comes, what if this happens, what if he grabs me, what if, you need what ifs all the time. So that's true in application of what ifs, and it's true in basic training. What if this isn't the only way to do it? What if I can put all my weight on this one? What if? What am I going to do with my hip joint? What if? You know, there's stuff. So, if we were all training 4 to 6 hours a day, and we had you every day, we would go through all this crap that people would get to do. But in 2 to 4 hours a week, it's much harder to get a lot of variety and so that people learn. Anyway, I think we should do kata. Let's move over this way just a little bit. And hand showdown. Out. Down. Drop some. Good. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. And rest for a moment. Both of you are doing a really good job of trying to fix your form and stay nice and straight and tall, and so that's great. I'd like both of you to work on the idea that you're always pulling to your drawing side for keying, like we practiced in warm-ups. So when I start, nothing really matters except this hand pulling to there. Nothing matters but this hand pulling to there. Of course it matters that your form is right, your body's right. But start to think about just that little pull. And you don't have to rush it. Get whenever it happens to get there is fine for right now. It'll help you with the expansion-contraction part. You did one knife hand lock where you went. And then you fixed it. Down, down. So, did you do that on purpose? Good job. Try again, keep together, up. And you done. Oh, I'm sorry. Hand showdown. I want you to do it again. Hand showdown. Hand showdown. Go ahead. And pull. Pull this in. No, not that. Yep, in. Get your hand in. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1. This has to pull together, not apart. This pulls back. This stays full. 1. And just a little bit. But you're all together. 2. Better. 3. Play. Holy. Your body over. The other way. Side. The other way. Now this should be almost in line with your hip and back, and there you go. Should be in the middle. Now you can your elbow a lot. Yep, yep, yep. So this is darn near straight. So I know what it feels like. Down here. But you still have to squeeze here. Squeeze your fingers. 1. Pull. Wrong cut. 2. Tap, tap, tap. 1. 2. 1. 1, 2, 3. Hey! Pull. 1, 2. 1. A little higher block. Bend your elbow. 2. Alright. So we've only had 3 classes, 4 classes, not very many. You're improving a lot. You're getting back into your good positions, and so good job. Keep that up. You are also improving a lot, and I think it's harder when you're a lower belt because you have your previous training pulling on you. It's hard to remember change, where he had a couple of years in of trying to get in the groove, that's easier to get back to. So you're both doing great. So you are actually working on getting Yodan testing for purple belt, 5th cue, yes? That's what we're going to say. That's what you're going to do. You're going to keep working on your Shodan test. And when you get there, we will figure out a way to have a test. And it might be in a couple months, it might be next semester, I don't know, we'll see. But like right now, you're just kind of like right in the ballpark. You're right there, but every day you're not. Someday, you know. But that's the nature of round belts is, boy, sometimes everything's great, and sometimes, oh, it's way over to the side, I can't do it. It's inconsistency is huge for round belts. But again, we've only had 3 or 4 classes, and you guys are doing great. So I think we should keep it up. Now we'll do handy on. I want to just cut. Handy on. Handy on. Boy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. So again, a lot of advanced people hate going through the lower belt kata's. What a waste of time. I did that 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I want to do unsu. I want to do go to shio sho. And I find the lower belt kata's so satisfying to kind of do right, to kind of do good. And so I hope that you someday get there with the basic katas and with your more advanced kata. So probably the kata I've done more than any other is hand-idan, because I learned it first. And then maybe second, as far as depth of study, would be hangels. In, and it seems very boring and slow-moving kata. And yet when you start it, it's so familiar. It's so like, oh, I like this. So I probably learned that in 1984, 83. And I really liked it. There was something about it. So it's a long time. Long time. So, anyway, hand-idan again. Out. Stop. Yeah. Boy. On. More sideways. Head up. 2, 3. Pull it back. Pull the other. Shoulder down. 1. Shoulders down. Even a tiny bit more sideways. There's a strength. Turn sideways more. Yep, like that. Where it kind of is straight through. 2, 3. A little more. Just a little more pull. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I like this position. Just wrap it more. Turn and squeeze into your gut. 1. Turn more. Do this too big for a while until I say, oh no, that's too much. 2, 3. 3. Then 1. All in. Turn your hand more. 2. 1. 2. boy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Hey. All right. So you were asking me about that sport match with the valves?
Yeah.
I think maybe it's about the same to breathe through, because this is hard.
Yeah, it's hard. Especially when it gets wet.
This is much lighter, but it's not comfortable. I don't feel like, oh, I can breathe now. It sucks. Yeah, up, down, down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just a little bigger with your arm elbows in, but your arms in. 1. Pushing your back leg. Pushing away. 2. Bend your front knee. Bend, 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 bend. Not out. Yeah, so it kind of feels like it wants to come to the middle. So slightly in. Yeah, a little bit like that. 2. 3. And grip his leg. Stand straight tall on your spine. Hands elbows in front a little bit. 1, 2. Relax your shoulder. 1, 2. Almost. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So both of you, but especially you, on this one, there's so much body motion. This just, it can go along like it's nothing. So don't try to add to it. It's got a lot of body action behind it. This is just a soft, easy smack. And it'll go through your bones really effectively. But the more you tighten up, the less it does. So you tend to use your shoulder. But you used to do that with everything. So this is, you're getting way better. Every once in a while, you already know, pull your spine up tall. Don't be happy with just a little, just nice and straight. Your head too, straight, but it's way better. The one time you kicked with your head straight, maybe that was the first time ever, that was good. And some habits like that are so hard to fix. Let's see. So if you're here, we just did the third one of these. Do that. 1, yep. 2. And then you're gonna reach. Do it again. 1. Not that part. Just that little bit of cover. Just make sure you're covered. Because you sometimes you're. So kind of think, hand out again. Like it's maybe this edge hidden, if you're going to use it to hit with, or it's your whole arm intersection, and then you grab on the way back. That's a common thing to do is, this for a second. People think that you have to grab this, and things are coming at you so fast. So it is a super good idea to intercept it with the big part, and then grab it once you know you're there. You kind of slide down, in this case, the wrist towards the hand, and it'll grab it. It's a good general rule for grabbing. I learned it a long time ago, and it bothers me when I see some people that don't get that part. So, in general, you want gross motor movements, which is your arm moving, not fine motor movements, because under pressure they tend to break down, or just because in the chaos they fall apart. So if your goal is to grab or twist or manipulate, it's better if it starts with a gross motor movement that you can apply, and then, oh, I got it. Or if you don't, then you still have to block. You still caught the arm, you still move them. Hang on, you're done. Out. You're done. One. Two. One. Two. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? Hey. Well, somebody was watching. We should. You didn't want to do our officers, are you? Sorry? Club officer? Neither one of you are? Well, I would send you out there. Hey, how are you? But it's not a bad idea in general. Last time, Friday, there was a guy who stood out there and was reading the board. And I was like, go talk to him. But we were training. All right, try to enter. Move over this way again a little bit. Oh, my tablet went out. I wonder why that is. Probably because nobody joined the Zoom. So it just figured we were dead air. Hey, I'm doing that.
And do that?
There you go. Try just a little bit. So in any slow motion movement, there's a shock to start. And so the shock is kind of two things. It's your body going, oh, and it's your head. So just a little bit, go, oh, there's something coming at me. So, oh, there it is there. Oh, something. So there's a jolt that gets you moving. And sometimes it's very subtle, sometimes it's big. But pay more attention. Wait. What? That was good. Two. Try again. Go back. 2 counts. First count, drop all the way to your right foot. Look out and start your left one about halfway. So they used to teach that you're preparing this way, and then you're going this way. And then it was explained to me, you don't really draw back. It's like your body started, but your hands got left just that much behind. They just go, oh, and that helps connect you across here on your way up. So you don't want to go up with no connection. And you don't want to go 1, 2. There's just that little bit of to it as you go. But we're going to do just that first part and wait. 1, look. 2. Okay, go back. So this is a harder thing to learn. If you are centered, when you move your foot, it will glide across the floor. When you're not quite there, then that happens. A trick that they taught me that works is you're going to take the inside edge of your foot and put that on the floor. So your inner thighs are super connected. And then you're going to slide out, and when you get there, you're going to let it rotate. So try that for a couple times. 1, the inside edge. Reach out and touch. Yeah, arms. Where's your arms? 2. Oh, that again. 1. I would have to say mediocre at best. But this is going to give you something to work on, right? So this is too much preparation, that's fine. This is too much, that's fine. But it's a practice to get so it slides. And then eventually, as I said, this just moves where it's going to go. That's better. Almost. That's not bad. What I would say is you start, you go 1, increase the pressure down, 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 down. Rather than a little bit, it's like up, 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 no. Down, 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 the whole way down. So if you stop halfway because the push got there sooner than you thought, you'd still be down. You wouldn't be up. Too much weight going up. Put all of your weight on that foot and just stick that one out. But, a little bit better. Now your butt's up. Oh. You're getting there. That's not bad. Let's keep going. Ready? Drop your arm and look. 1, look. 2. Go back again. On both sides. So we'll start again. Stand up. Your arms is going to come into your center and then out. So there are often things that seem to be opposite that are not opposite. They're really just two parts of the same technique. One of them is everything's a straight line. Straight line, straight line. Straight line, straight. That's the only way you can do it. The other extreme is everything's a circle. 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 That's true too. There's a little bit of both. A little bit of circle, a little bit of direct going in that way. But now this one has to reconnect to go back that way. Okay, so here we go. Try just your arms without moving ones. So you're right here. You're just going to stand there and go 1. Don't forget. This elbow has to come in. 1. Better. And then drop your arms. 2. A little bit of circle. I know, it kind of goes the opposite way. That's fine. 1. Drop. 2. It's just weird without doing the body motion. 2. There you go. So, there are some people, especially in the beginning of COVID, where they practice the whole kata without stepping. So you can stand in place, and this is true for any kata, but let's say it's this one. And you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's totally not satisfying, but it's good for your brain to figure out how do you make it work, how does the system go, how is the other extreme, since you do have room, is to do any given kata without your arms. 1, 2, 1, boom, 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 2, boom. You gotta pretend that your arms are there. And both of them are challenging. That's better? But it tends to make you aware of things you didn't think of before. So anyway, one more time with the arms. 1. I'll try the other side. Drop and look to your right. 2. This elbow higher. This head straighter. This shoulder down. And fingers tighter. There you go. That's pretty good. But that's not how it was a minute ago. It was like this. And you're just standing there. There's nothing to confuse you. There you go. Oh, that's better. Shoulder down. Elbow up just a little bit higher. It's just a better place for it to be. That's pretty good. Here we go. Now do the whole move. Best you can. Ready? 1. Whole move up with your foot 2. Yep. So keep your weight way back. Now you're going to shift your weight way over here. 2. Look. Finish. You're too far apart to be stable. Forward side. So here's a problem. Stand up. So Sensei Pizarro used to yell at people all the time, especially lower belts. But, oh my God, a higher belt never did this. So it'd be like, this is your control leg. Your weight's driving this way, and say you're too narrow. So obviously, since this is your control leg, that's the foot you move. But if people went like this, oh, you lose it. Oh my God, that's the wrong foot. But understandable, because your weight's on this foot, and this one might be a little easier to move. But if you put this leg in charge, then this one should move. In this case, I said you're too long, all your weight's here, and you went, no, that's the wrong foot. This is your control leg. This one moves, and most of your weight's here. That was terrible. Very disappointing. Try it again. Oh, you gotta go. All right, we'll stay for just a little bit. Is that okay? Sorry, I lost track of time. And then you go through Basai dialogue.
Yeah, just sent my girlfriend's picking me up.
Oh, you are fortunate.
Yeah.
Well, tell her I said hello.
Yeah.
I see her on Facebook once in a while. She likes my stuff or follows it or something.
Yeah.
That's nice. Pretty good. Head up. Yep. Head up. Yep. You just have that tendency to tilt it.
You go on Wednesday.
Yes. Thanks for coming Wednesday online, right?
Yeah.
Wednesday online?
Yes.
You don't have to say yes if you can, but I would love to see you.
Yeah, I'm actually this week online.
You what?
This is not good. I used to work in my backyard and I was getting cold.
Yep. It's warm this week. It'll be 70 degrees.
It'll be warmer right now.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. Okay, back to hand going down, feet together. Yeah, so either way is okay. This is more common with these kata. But if you go to a different dojo, they say your feet have to be like this, then just learn that. But this is fine for all of the hands. Tekis start like this, because that's how they start. A couple of the other advanced kata start like this. But almost always. So in the Japanese tradition, this is slightly less formal than this. This is like, oh my God, this guy's like, oh, and you build it more precise. This is like, hey buddy, how you doing? It's a little more open. But that doesn't always translate to karate. The karate stuff is usually because of a different reason, for an application, for a body dynamic. So lots of times in karate, when your feet come together, they should touch. There's a dynamic is way better. This is not as good as this. Not here, not lots of places. All right, stop. And you're done. And you're done. And look. Look. There you go. That's not bad. Ew, look. Step. All of those more. Lower. Ew. Back. Pressure on knee, down to your back leg. Draw this arm in. No, not back there. Just here. Sink. Hey, that's better. 1, 2. Use your palm on there. Yep. 1, 2. Better. Shoulders down. So it's like a box. You're tight on both sides. 1. That's a good wind up. Even put a little bit more weight here. So transfer it in and then unwind. 2. Better. Relax your shoulders. Level out your hand a little more. Flatter. Like you're carrying a tray. And then strike a little bit more with this head.
Attention local members, you will want to know that mask, face coverings, and coverings of the mouth and nose are part of all times of recreational facilities, even when exercising in their fitness classes. classes. I say only do a little shower, drinking, or doing 1 or 2 things. Remember, keep 6 feet apart from others and wipe down surfaces before after use. Again, mask and face coverings and cover both the mouth and nose are required at all times. Thanks, everyone.
Yo! Pull. Body weight. Yes. One, turn. Up. 2. Same problem when you put your foot up. So here, you got all of your weight on the foot. Right? Now keep your pressure here and just lightly let your foot go out. No, not quite. You're letting too much weight go. You don't put weight on it. It's like you're afraid it's going to get stung. Yeah. Just stick it out there. And then as you get more comfortable with it, you get heavier. Better, but keep going back. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Pulls back. 1, hold. If your right leg's in front, your right arm's in front. Yep. And then squeeze your knees in a little bit. 2. Too much weight. Too much weight. Slowly. 2. Kind of. So, go back to yours. One reason is that when you move this, you're going to push on here, too, with your body weight, to like that. There's a direct relationship between this and this. So you don't want to go, you want to go 1, 2. 2. Yep. Kind of back to this. This hand is going to push on me. 2. Back in. And up. There you go. Up. Back in. Up. Sink to your back leg. Grab up. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4. There you go back. Back stance. There good. All the way right here, 70%. And then you're going to shift it forward when you grab it. So you got this block going. 2 each. Much better. So you reach it from here. Sideways. Thumbs. 1. Squeeze. 2. Good. 3. Your weight back. 5. Iris. So that's definitely a theme of the class. You got it here. You got it here. You got it here. You got it here. You're supposed to learn to be delicate, learn to be precise. So, you will. It is easier. So these are in back stances, all of these. That's easier. Then sometimes you have to do the same thing in hungets or sochin or front stances, and it has to be the same smooth transition. So it's just a good thing to learn because it has to do with movement all throughout the body. And I didn't appreciate it enough because nobody ever told me. I mean, I did it. I did this over and over and over again until I could do it. But I didn't appreciate how it affects everything that you do. So, if I have my, put your, do you know how to sweep? If you're going to sweep my foot and knock it, I can just move. But if I'll fall over. So, everywhere, you want to be able to just touch and move and yet still be settled forward. It's the weirdest thing, but very useful. Useful for grappling, useful for straightening, useful for moving. No, and this is the first place where it kind of matters. where they keep sticking it in there. Are there any, there's not hands on hand go down. No slow moves and hand go down? Just this part. And then, but, you know, the advanced guys, like I said, they have a lot of slow motion moves in them. Cool. Questions?